Holy snapping duck shit.
My good mate from Bub and Run Booker joins us.
I'm excited for another great show tonight. Give it the hoot natty.
Hey everyone, welcome along to Trackside with Kokpit Media, brought to you by Vasey Engineering and Supplies Limited, plus TWS Technical Welding Services. Thanks to Paul and Lala for jumping on board. Just want to send a big shout out going out to our really good friend who's had a long association with us, Aaron Lewis, and of course GARAGE16. As we move through to a Thursday, we had the night off last night, and Booker and Kin's back with a Thursday. Something different, but I got to say, I'm loving all the comments that are jumping in. Must be excitement of what we're going to bring you, which is rather special tonight as well. Books, mate, how are you? And how's the weather down in the Hawke's Bay?
Oh, mate, it's pissing down here, to be honest. But it's quite good. We really haven't had a lot in Napier, as it is, you know. But yeah, it's good. And since we didn't go last, so we unforeseen circumstances didn't let us do our show last night. So even though we weren't running, I thought I'd go out. And I went out and checked out AGM and that at Miani Speedway. And I was talking to someone today about it and said, gee, it didn't take long to do it. And they said that's always a good sign when you get through at AGM quickly, because it means the club's running efficiently and that everybody's happy. So yeah, that's pretty cool, mate. You know, like it's yeah. So that was good to hear that my local club is on ball and ready to rock and roll, mate. So we're getting ready for the new season, as is everybody. But yeah, it's you told me about all the Facebook stuff this week again because I miss it all. But yeah, it's a hell of a day down here, mate. I don't know what you like. You guys get more rain than us now, don't you?
Yeah, we got a lot of rain up and around the whole of the Coromandel Peninsula. We had a few road slips around the region, but not as bad. And thinking of everyone down there in the Tasman area, especially around Nelson, they've got a fair bit of cleanup. I know it's going to cost millions of dollars, but there's all sorts of going on with Mother Nature. But we're in the middle of winter. I'm sure Wayne Notton's going to put in there how many days and sleeps to go until we get to eat a hot dog and see the cars going around on the track. Also, massive shout out going out to everyone that's associated with Bay Park Speedway. Good news with the recent meeting with the council. So that's great news. No doubt we'll catch up with them sometime soon and celebrate with them to 2039.
Oh, mate, and that's fantastic news. And I suppose the other big thing is that's a talking point as well at the moment is what's going on with Western Springs, because after the big investors pulled out from the sports side of things, I suppose it leaves an open door again. So we're all up in the air again and see what happens. But I mean, me personally, I can't see them reverting after they've just invested all that money into Waikaraka. So I don't know how that'll work with them. But yeah, that's another thing. But great to see we're not losing another track with Bay Park. You know, that's absolutely fantastic news. And for all those people that are out there that think they can help the sport and have had a general manager's role or something, make sure you get your applications into Speedway New Zealand to become a general manager of Speedway New Zealand. It's good pay, good people. I saw those people, so did Kins. We saw them at the AGM in Auckland, and they all seem to be a great bunch of people that you would love to work with. So, look, get your applications in and apply if you think you can do it. Don't sit on the couch and say, oh, why don't I do that? I could have done that better. Well, if you sit on the couch and say, or behind your keyboard say, I could have done that better, well, go and prove us, mate. Go get the job. Go put your name in, send your CV in, and show us how you can do it better.
Yeah, 100% books. You know, jump online, speedway.co.nz has a lot of information in regards to all this. Look, there's just so much traffic jumping into our chat at the moment, from Paul Owen through to Evan Thomason, Nicholas Clare. Everyone's kind of hanging out to get onto the Play Store, Apple Store, but we're going to give you some updates in regards to the progress on the launch of what everyone's jumped on board, because it's quite a special show, and obviously everyone that knows Peylah Games. what is it, 6,100K followers, 161 following on the Facebook at the moment. That's just on the Facebook. Oh, there's a Joseph Parker watching. No, not that Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker Smith. Hey, but better than Blim and Sonny Bill then on, what's his name? Him, the other fellow who won the fight last. Gallen, yeah. I watched that last night, but on the bloody tide. This at the moment and get to bed at 2 o'clock this morning.
Oh, I never watched that. It's always a joke, those boxing matches, mate.
I had to watch it.
To get their money, aren't they? That's about all it comes down to, I suppose. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. My
daughter found my card and spent $45 and bought it on Sky. So anyway, we had to watch it. Bloody hell. Hey, Vic, how Brian England, Scott Honeybone, Cruz Selby, Jaden Sim, Lapwood, Darren, Madu Goodley, Joshua Hedge, Speedway Guy. They're all in there hanging out for it. Dante, mate, how are you going? Cullen Russ, Tyler Murdoch, Connor Orker, Noah Britton, Jess McKenna. All right, mate, I'll let you do your little thing.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll get into it, but we'll just play a little intro and we'll bring Brendan from Peylah Games in to talk to us. So here we go, people.
All right, you got your little bit.
This is how legends are made. I'm cranking up on the throttle, victory is mine. Show you the harder the battle, harder I fight. I've come too far to quit. Step back, I'm going in. I'm cranking up on the throttle. This is how legends are made.
Well, that's what everyone has been hanging out for on this Thursday evening, and we bring in the man, the creator, and we'll call him the legend. Hey, we know him as Blendy, but Brendan, mate, welcome back in the show. Good to see you, mate.
Good to see you guys too. Thank you.
Been a lot of work into this release, obviously, and hence the reason why you've joined us tonight to talk more in depth about this. But Booker and I have known you for many years. Your past history with creating games, online games, more so based around New Zealand Speedway, whether it be the cars, whether it be the tracks. You've had an association with many great friends over many years, mate. This doesn't happen out of the blue. There's a fair bit of background to you, my friend. Do you want to just elaborate a bit on that and a bit about your background before we get into this?
Yeah, well, when I first started creating all this 3D modeling and all the rest of it, it was for the Kiwi Superstocks mod for R Factor. With all the guys there at Kiwi Sim Racing. And so, yeah, that was my first sort of dabble into that sort of thing. And yeah, sort of went from there. But I created quite a few tracks for that R Factor game and some of the cars as well. So yeah, that's where it sort of started, where it all started from.
So how did that start, though? How did you get into it? Did it just happen one night you opened up your eyes, woke up and thought, okay, I'm going to go and create these games? Or did you have a background? Did you have some skills in it? Or where did this all start from?
Yeah, well, sort of like, so I'd always thought that, you know, a stock car game would be pretty awesome. And then I saw what Dirt and Zed had created with the stock car Heat was the first time I'd seen it. I know he did stuff before that, but that was the first time I'd seen it was with stock car Heat. And not long after that, R Factor sort of came out, and there was all these people modding for it and creating, you know, bits and pieces, different things. And there was no speedway or no stock cars or anything like that for it. So sort of got my mind thinking about it and thought, oh yeah, could probably get into this. I've done a little bit of 3D modeling back in the day, just little bits and pieces. Never modeled too much in the way of cars or anything, but yeah. And so I thought, oh, I'd give it a go and talk to Dirt, and he was on board. So yeah, we sort of went from there.
It's interesting, that, and that's the thing that I wanted people to talk to you earlier. Blendy, about stuff, and that people need to hear your background, because a lot of these young fellas that don't actually know how it all started, and they know Dirt Shop Creations content, and that's all part and parcel of a group, a team that did create a KSR originally, I think it was, and I mean that was a big team of guys working together that gave us all a great mod, and Dirt has done a great job carrying it on and advancing it to the next level as well. But it's quite neat how that the actual base is still there. And I was just wondering, did you sort of work on what you did with that base with all of them, help you with doing what you're doing today? Like, obviously seeing what you've put out for Teams Racing 2, it looks a little bit more advanced and better graphics and stuff than 1.
Yeah, well, it helped because some of those tracks I brought over from R Factor over to the game, all the way from Dirt Track Gladiators when I first made that one. So I bought some of those tracks over and some I started from scratch again. So it helped there, but all the cars I never used anything from R Factor for the cars or anything. They were all started from scratch and made for mobile because they needed to be that little bit, less. They needed less to them basically, or they wouldn't run.
Yeah.
But the way that mobiles have progressed now, I can put a little bit more into it, which is why the graphics are getting better and better. Because something that runs now wouldn't have run even 5 years ago when I did full contact teams racing, for instance. I could put more into full contact 2 because of the way everything's developed. So yeah, but it did help. Yeah, there's certainly some start there, help with the start of it all and that. So yeah.
That must be exciting for you, is it, seeing the progression of technology on your phones and how good they're getting, that it allows you to progress what you're doing. That must give you a bit of excitement knowing that, hey, this next release is going to be something better and it's not the same old. So, I mean, that must give you a bit of excitement, does it, eh?
Oh, it does, because I didn't want to just create another game that was exactly like the last one. There's no point in everyone picking up a game that they've played before just with some better graphics or something like that. But it does help. But I wanted to create sort of something different as well. So the cars do feel quite different this time than what they did on the last game. They react differently to each other. And again, that's just me being able to put more into it than what I was into the previous game. So yeah, no, it's exciting stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to talk more into coding, because this doesn't have, like you said, with 3D modeling, and you're not getting your crayons out as such and creating all these graphic designs that look really awesome, by the way. And we saw all that in the intro. That's gone to the next level. But I want to know about the coding side of it. What goes through your mind, mate, when you put all of that stuff together? And do you get a headache in the morning?
Oh, it's I'm banging my head against the wall a lot, I tell you that much. But no, it's yeah, it's quite different again from with R Factor. You had that base already there that you could just start from here. There's everything's there. You just sort of build on top of this. I had to start from scratch, from nothing, sort of, and then build the game up from there. I use a game engine called Unity, so I didn't need to create a game engine as such, but it started from just a blank canvas and then go from there. But the good thing about it is that it also allows me to be able to code up anything I want, which is why we've got Teams Racing. I can code up the cars to do what I want them to do, well, to a point, and all the rest. Whereas on something like R Factor, you can't do that with the AI. You can't code the cars up to go and wait for other drivers and attack when they should, or not attack in other times, and all that sort of thing. So that's where the coding comes in, and yeah, it's a learning curve for sure, and I'm still learning. It's still going through and learning as I'm going. So yeah,
cool. That's the key thing too. You always got to have that open mind that you're always learning, like what you say there as well. And look, I know you got to work for life and everything like that, but in your family, man. So how much time is actually consumed from you in hours? How many hours a day or a week would you reckon you would approximately estimate you would put into it?
I'd say your average week. I don't tend to do it too much on the weekends, although I have been recently. I usually would jump on about, say, 7 o'clock at night and go through till 12 o'clock, 1 a.m. every night during the week. So it's a lot of hours.
That's the thing for me too, that I think people need to realise, is because you see a lot of people, oh, when's it coming out? We're waiting, come on. But they don't realise, and I go back thinking, knowing that you're not spending all that time, because I remember when you stopped actually online racing, and that was because you were having a family, and that's the most important thing. You're doing this for your family, not for you. And now you've got a bit more time. Your girls are growing up. I see the posts of all the sports. They obviously do very, very well in their sports and stuff too, mate. I see the posts from you getting tagged when Mumsy puts them up and stuff like that. So very cool. But this is you work around the family first before the game, don't you?
Absolutely. If there's something going on, I'm not gonna. The game's the last thing that gets done. It's obviously my work and my family are first, family before anything. And then when I get the spare time, then I'll work on the game. But sometimes there will be weeks, especially over the summertime, when I'm with the kids over the school holidays and all the rest, where I get very little time to actually do any work. So might be a month or so where I don't do anything on it. And then when it comes to the winter, it's the best time because it's raining, it's cold, so I tend to do a lot more hours over the winter. So but you're right. There's a lot of time there for the family that you gotta give the time to the family.
Mate, family always got to come first in anything. That's the priority of life these days. And you got a young family too, even though, man, where the time fly with the oldest, I don't know where that's gone. But hey, it's good to have a smile, and you got to have those special moments with your family. And the gaming side of things will be just second part to whatever happens, mate.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. They're growing up, mate. They're bloody growing up, eh?
Sure.
So did you need to get I remember back in the day doing, I did a little bit as well. Dirt taught me quite a bit on modelling and stuff like that with it. We used 3D Max, but I know with R Factor 2 it's advanced past that as well. What are you doing your modelling programs with doing it on your phone? What sort of programs are you using now for that? Is that still a 3D Max program, or it's got to be its own stuff with that coding and that?
You can use whatever you want. But personally, I use a completely free program called Blender.
Isn't that appropriate?
Exactly, mate. Exactly. So that's a completely free program, and that's what I use. Yeah.
Do you get royalties for that, for using your name?
For those that don't know, when he raced online, he was Blenderer.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So,
that's trademark that bloody name, eh? Gotta sort that one out. You could be sitting on a gold mine, but what about going forward with the future of the stuff? Look, and everyone talks about it these days, and I'm not going to be shy about it. Everyone goes on about the whole AI, artificial intelligence stuff, and now people are so using ChatGPT for nearly every bloody things these days, Mate, I suppose the evolution of technology and these kind of applications, who knows what's going to create, eh?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, well, there is. They've started to bring out some 3D programs where apparently you put in a photo and it spits out a 3D model.
Yeah.
I had a quick look. It's a bloody joke at the moment. But anyway, it might, you never know. You never know. Eventually, that might be the way that it goes. You put in a bunch of pictures and out spits out a 3D model. And, I don't know. I don't think it'll ever be as good as someone doing it from scratch. But it could give a good starting point, maybe. Who knows?
Well, I put a photo of my wife in and should have popped out Pamela Anderson. It's like, holy hell.
That's because he wrote the wrong thing, no way.
Like,
And for those that, Peylah Games, how did Peylah Games come about, the name, Blindy?
The name comes from my two daughters, Peyton and Lila. Yeah, so I just joined those together and made Peylah. So that's where that name came from.
Yeah. I knew that, but I just thought it would be interesting for everyone to understand that. So I did remember our last interview, mate.
That's right.
A long time ago.
Yeah, that's right. It was a while ago.
Yeah, a little while ago. Hey, Josh Humble's got it. Keegan Levine wants to know, is there any tractors on the infield?
Is there any tractors on the infield? Not this time.
Not this time.
You're just going to make his car always come in fourth.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah, fourth.
First car I'm using. Oh, here we go. Brendan Walker. First car I'm using is a 13B Mad Marty. Gee, some of these people have a bit of fun, eh?
There's a lot of comments and excitement, but just be aware, people, that good things take time, and Brendan has spent a lot of time trying to get it right, and I'm sure you've got some good testers on board with you too, mate.
I do, yes. Yep, quite a few. Got a few drivers there. I got Scott Tennant, and I got Ethan Rees, and I got Jaden Ward. Of course, I've got KJ. He's always there, always testing and stuff like that. So, yeah, no, it's. I've got Sparky, so he's been on there. Yeah, no, it's been good.
Is it good, reliable feedback? Is it they real good? So, I mean, like you can never get bad feedback, can you? When you're building and testing.
Yeah, no, the feedback's always good. Yeah, if good or bad, it's got to be good or bad. You know, so if something's not right, you don't want testers that are just going to agree with everything you've done. You need testers that are get in there and say, hey, this isn't quite right. You need to change this, or you need to do this, or can you do this? Because I can't necessarily do everything.
Yeah.
But there's still some feedback that I've been given that will be incorporated into some updates of just, I wanted to get it out, so I didn't want to, I could keep doing everything I wanted and I'll be here for another 6 months. So you just sort of get it out there and then add some more as I go.
I'm probably going to get hammered for this comment, but I'm old school, so I believe user pays, and and I sort of know what goes into doing what you're doing and how much it does, but you've still chosen to give the unlocked version away for free for people to try first. What's your motivation behind that? Because to me, it's like if you want it, you should pay for it, and if you want to buy upgrades, you upgrade. So people probably hate me for that, but that's just because I'm a firm believer of user pays. But you're a gentleman, obviously, and you want to let people try it before they buy it. What was your motivation behind that?
First, I want to make sure that people like the game before they actually pay for it. That's my main thing. But the second one that's pretty important too is you actually have to make sure that it's actually going to run on your phone or on your device, whatever you're running it on. Because I don't want people to pay, go to run it and go, actually, the last game worked, but this one doesn't because it requires a bit more power. So the easiest way to do that is just say, here it is. Here's one team, one track, one championship or whatever. Give it a run. If it runs all good, then you're good to go.
Yeah,
that's my reason behind that. So,
okay. Oh, there we go. That makes more sense to me now. I do feel like an ass for saying it.
And I suppose you don't want to be dealing with the negativity, let alone dealing to refund, and this process could take a little while. There's a whole lot that happens. Once you start throwing money at cost with things, you got to get prepared for the repercussions, whether it's that feedback or that financial side of it as well. Then you open up a whole nother can of worms. But good on you. And I know then the upgrades has a bit of a price to it, and hey, nothing wrong with that, eh? Getting it out there. So let's talk about getting it out there. What's the deal with tonight, mate? Is it up and going, or what's the story? Is it out and about? Is you crashed all the servers around the world? What's going on?
So Google have approved it. Apple have not yet, unfortunately. So we've got to wait for Apple.
Fair enough. So you want to make sure that it's released together on both at the same time.
I want to release them both at the same time. I don't want one store to have it and not the other store. I've got to really want everyone to get it at the same time. So I'm expecting it any time. I keep checking while I'm sitting here.
Well, we've still got a bit of talking to do, mate. So we'll keep talking for a bit more, and if people will keep watching and waiting in anticipation, it's amazing. To me,
at some stage, but
oh yeah, and it amazes me that since we started putting up our stuff a couple of days ago when you contacted me, and of course I watch when you put your posts up and how the excitement and buzz around this game, I think has been higher than the buzz around buying teams tickets this year for the actual real stuff. Wouldn't you say, Kins? The Facebook buzz. For what I've seen, I don't do a lot of Facebook, so Kins is the one that tells me. How do you see it, Kins, in comparison? Everything I've turned on the last couple of days, it's been about this game and the release.
Yeah, the hype is definitely right. You're right, Box. The hype around this game because people have played obviously the current version that they've had access to, and Blendy's seen this at many speedway tracks. He's sat there and seen them playing it. I played it on the plane. The guy behind me on the plane's playing it as well. So everyone's played it to mostly its use by date, and the hype around the new one because Blendy's been putting up the posters, the pictures, the videos. We all get excited. All us young ones want to get the latest and the greatest.
Ones, listen to him.
That's me, eh? You know.
You didn't even finish talking. Blendy started laughing at you.
But you know, what was the other event? I can't remember what that was. You said now, Books. I've forgotten about it.
The other event.
Yeah, you talked about. Yeah, whatever that was. In Palmerston?
Some event in Palmy that people go to. Yeah. I'm not going there this year, but anyway.
That's right. Yeah. The F500 teams. No, just joking. But anyway, it is cool. So the other part of this, multiplayer, is that an option in the new one, or that may be in the latest later?
It could possibly be in there later, but not now. Not at the moment. I did start sort of working on it. there was so much to that, way more than I expected, really. Because again, with something like R Factor, the multiplayer is already done. It's already coded up. It's already done. So with this, I literally have to start it from scratch and code up a multiplayer component to it, which is sort of almost like making a whole separate game. So I have made a start on it. I've got cars in the sort of inner server together and that sort of thing, but that's about as far as it's got. So it possibly could be there later on. I'll keep looking at it and that, but it is definitely a massive amount of work. So it's not in there at release, that's for sure.
Yeah. So there's a question. I don't know if you thought much more into that. If we just move on that a bit more, which is if you do an online thing for it, will that be would you look at that being a free thing, or would that be a subscription thing for online? Because
I'm not sure. I'd have to have a look at what the costs involved in it are for myself, and and go from there. It could be just free. I'm not sure, but the last I had a bit of online component there for the World of Dirt Racing game that I made. That was real simple. They were real simple cars, so to make that online multiplayer was much easier than something like this. So,
I still play that, eh? Yeah, only time I get on my phone and play your games, it's probably not right, is when I'm sitting down doing something that takes a little bit of time, you know. You close the door and make sure the smell don't get out. But yeah, it's I play the game every time. That's the only time I play it. So yeah. I still play the teams racing, and I actually thought to myself tonight, I'll have a go before I come on here. So I sat on the couch tonight and had a quick turn, and I just got smoked because I struggle. And it's not the game; it's just me with my hands lock up with bloody being a mechanic for years now, and I just struggle. But I still love it, mate. Well, how's that feeling for you when you're at a speedway track and you look down, and there's a kid on there playing your game, or an adult, or someone and they're loving it?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. I've seen it so often because I quite often sit quite high up at the track. So looking down, as soon as it gets dark, you can sort of see all the phones come out, and you see it a lot. And it's pretty awesome feeling knowing that these people that you don't know are all playing this game that you've made. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is cool. You know, I've sat there at many tracks and done exactly what you've just spoken about. You know, I still do it now, and to keep the wife happy next to me, I put my headphones on and connected to your game. I just lie there and I want to get that gold trophy, mate, on every track, which I've achieved. I've unlocked so much on the bloody game, even in the banger cars and everything like that. You know, it's addictive every night. And
the Demolition Derby cars are back in there this time as well. They're new. I've actually put any pictures of those up yet. Yeah.
Oh, we saw Sparky put a picture up of his ones.
Yeah, that's right. I think that's about all that's been shown. I should probably put some of those up.
Yeah.
I forgot about them, to be honest. They feel much better, those cars, this time too. So,
mate, they're hard work. They're hard work, especially if you're leading a bloody race, you know. And you get in there and someone gets you, it's like, what? Smash. Yep. But you go back and you just carry on. And the details in this current game, you know, not the new one, I loved it. You know, some tracks I'm better on.
Samsung's Aikens.
They look really sharp. And I'm sitting there going hard out. I was like, yeah. The wife can hear me swearing, and oh well.
Should we go through a couple of questions, mate, for this man? You have a look and I have a look. One person I've seen here. First question was, what team do you start with that's unlocked?
What team do you start with that's unlocked? Who have I made as the unlocked team? That's a good question. I think it's a different team this time. It is.
I think it was the Wanderers from the first game.
It was the Wanderers, and it's different this time. I think it might be the Mustangs, actually.
Oh, okay.
Start with the Mustangs this time, I think it is. Yeah.
I've
randomly picked a team.
And another one was, is it still going to work with a controller on you?
Yes, it still works with a controller, yeah.
All right. From Vic, does the cars roll over better?
The cars roll over better. What I've taken out, which was I had to take this object. I've removed the wing damage, which has made it so that the cars, I think, handle a little bit better, more like they do they're not like dirt track gladiators, but they handle a little bit more like that. And when they roll over, there's no longer that wing in the way to stop them from rolling over. They just sort of go through the ground, which is, I think, helped with the gameplay. So yes, they do definitely roll over a lot easier this time.
All right,
stay rolled over.
Someone's put here, which I thought was a cracker, Wayne Brunton, because it always gets me, the other one, the AI, they'll follow you on the infield. And he's saying, do they get penalised now for putting you on the infield and keeping it in?
What they will do now is they will back off if they go to the infield. They'll back off and then slowly drive to the infield. So it's a little bit different. Last time they used to just keep their foot up and so.
Yeah, I used to crack me up.
So they slow down when they hit that grass now. So
Okay. So many people just giving Apple rubbish at the moment, eh? Hey, the Androids will get it. It's not, hopefully it's not that far away.
it shouldn't be too far away. They're not usually too long, Apple, but they just take a little bit longer.
Yeah, no, I remember from memory, I think when we had you to talk about it the first time, I think we're wrapping up towards the end, and all of a sudden I think we might have wrapped up, and boom, the Apple come on.
Yeah,
I think from memory, I'm pretty sure something like that, eh?
Yeah.
And of course, I'll let you go with the question, kids.
Plenty. No, I'm just going through some of these.
Oh well, I'll get another one. Another one. Obviously, they all want to know console.
Console. Oh, they want to know about the console game.
If you're gonna progress, or is that in the pipeline? Is that what you're looking at?
It's still there. I've created. I've done too much on it to not carry it on. But it is just a massive project, and so I sort of do a bit on it, and then go away and do something like this, and then I'll go back to it again, and So it's still a possibility, but it's not anytime soon. Yeah. And
do your kids play it, mate? Do they love it, or are they just not interested?
They're not really all that interested, to be honest. My youngest will jump on it once in a while and drive around the track the wrong way or something, but that's about it.
Yeah. Oh, look at start. Oh, what's the starting track? We talked about the cars and Mustangs. What's the starting track?
The starting track is Wellington this time.
Okay.
It was
awesome.
Fiji last time.
Would there be penalties added for illegal hits?
No.
Okay.
That's probably. I would think that would be too hard to implement, wouldn't it? With your coding and stuff, it's still would you still base it arcade game rather than simulation game?
It's on a mobile phone, so definitely.
Yeah. So people realise. So for those asking that type of thing, when we talk simulator games, it's more like the real thing. Arcade games are like on your phone and stuff, which is like, well, I don't know, some of you are our age will know what arcades were, some won't. But so arcade games don't get really realistic, but he does the best to make it as realistic as possible. I suppose it can be for arcade.
For an arcade game. Yeah, that's basically where it's at. Yeah.
How many tracks are in there, Blindy?
I think there's 10 tracks right now, and I'm working on Woodford Glen, which will go in there sometime soon.
Okay. Oh, cool.
And
people could just buy those as extras once they unlock it, don't
they? Woodford Glen will be in there as a free update. I mean, as long as you've unlocked the game, it'll be in there as a free update. But I may look at doing track packs or something down the line. I'll see how we go. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
What about updates like instead of replacing the game, updating it with teams, and people can buy new teams as new things come in?
That's also a possibility as well. Yeah. Yeah, to keep it current each year. When the teams champs happen, you might be able to get the latest cars in there or something like that for.
And then people could just purchase that as an add-on.
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea. I think that's a fantastic idea. Yeah.
Hey, I don't know if you know Amron Blendy, but Amron, he used to do the flag at Huntley. He wants to know, Ams. All right. So, am I the race starter on Huntley?
I should have actually got a photo of him up there. And then I would have put him up on the thing.
You don't have to have him with the bloody flag. He can just do the mana wave all the time. Do the mana wave on there.
That's the one. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, look, there's another one there. It's a good thing. Have you ever thought about doing a Legends teams, like cars from back in the day? Or that'd be a lot of work. You'd have to make new chassis and all sorts of carry on.
It'd be pretty neat though.
I think it'd be out the gate good.
Yeah, it's just about getting the photos of them, really.
Well, I've got a shit. If you ever think of doing that, mate, when I did all the old cars I did for the R Factor 2, I've got a lot of graphics from the old stuff. So.
Oh yeah.
And I made a lot of the old logos from scratch. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
So
I've always thought it would be pretty cool to have some sort of Legends team or a couple of Legends teams, and
Yeah, that'd be
the
mean.
old school chassis.
Mate, I'd be driving those ones all the time against all the new boys. Driving the flatty, eh?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
There is a whole lot of legends being released at the moment, all on Facebook. It's just scattered with them.
Yep.
There's so many photographers who have come out of the woodwork, and all of the cars from the 1995 New Zealand's A-grade champs down in Wanganui. That's been. It's just so much. Even going back to the 70s, it's just. Mate, this bloody Facebook bloody thing's got it all covered. It's like Booker said that it's going to be what else it got here? Black tracks.
Well, you've also got kids who got the likes of Tony Derrick and Napier, who's been given all the old negatives from people's photos from way back in the day, and he bought one of those machines that you run the negative through, and it puts it straight into a digital format on your computer. So he's him and his son are digitizing all these photos and bringing back all that stuff. I mean, that's. And they're coming up grouse, because it reads the negative in this machine, and then it's plugged in your computer, and then it makes a digital copy on your computer.
Oh, geez, that's you fellas are old. Jeez, I don't remember that. Okay, will a Polaroid one work when you pop them out the bottom? No. Out the cars, Mason Taylor, can you get flat tires, or do they just fall off?
They just fall off, or the wheels bend, go out of,
Right,
Sure, that'd be a fair bit of code just to make a wheel fall off, let alone a flat tyre, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I actually have a pretty good idea of how to make a tyre go flat. So might be able to do that at some stage. In my head, I can sort of think of how to do that. So putting it into practice might be different, but no, I should be able to do that.
You don't get whacked by your wife in the middle of the night, do you? Talking in your sleep going, code 458.
Hey, Dion Ramsey, how much will it be to unlock the full game?
I can't remember what I put on that. I'm pretty sure it's exactly the same as the last game.
Okay. 11.95, I think.
Off the top of my head, it was like $5.99 or $6.99 or something like that, and then you can do the next one. That's the unlock everything, which I think was $12.99 or.
Yeah, something like that. I remember that. Yeah.
Are all the cars the same sound effect, or have you got different sounds for different cars?
The cars are all the same sound, and the Derby cars the Derby cars have a different sound again to the Super Stocks, and then in the Derbies there is one other type. There's the car that's based on an RX-7 that has a bit of a rotary sound to it. So more like a lawnmower.
Pete Reeser want that one, eh? It would sound like a lawnmower.
No.
The New Zealand team from the 90s, Mike Johnson.
I'm a bit worried about the question that someone says, is there crowd damage? What are you
what the hell?
I'm just going to get over there and run all the crowd over. Oh, I don't know about you, Declan Taylor. You're a bit of a worry.
Crowd damage, yeah.
Turn it into a horror film.
You know how back in the day in the gaming world we talked about sending someone to the hot dog stand? Can that happen in this game?
I tried to make it so it doesn't happen, but yeah, it is, in theory, it's possible, yeah.
Okay.
You have to send a car pretty high, but yep.
Damn it. I remember the old one when you first brought the other one, the original one out, and everyone's sending pictures of sending their mates over the bloody end of the sky, and straight away all I could think of was stock car heat, eh? It was just, it's straight in the brain, eh? Well, that's heat, bang, you send the car. Yep. Quick, push spacebar.
That's the one.
Are there any new camera views? That's from Braxton Quack.
Nah, just the same camera views at the moment. I mean, if people want them, I can certainly add them in there. So yeah, see what the feedback's like.
Yeah. Holy hell! These are there hot laps? Could you do hot laps?
No, there's no hot laps.
No hot laps. All right.
I just want to make a quick note too that just came into my head for people who are watching us now and waiting for this game. Just remember, if you download it and it doesn't work on your game on your phone, don't attack Blendy. It's not his fault. It might be that your phone is too old to run it properly. So just look at all the things that could cause it before you jump on and chuck it a bad feedback or have a go at him, because really I find it hard to believe that if there was a problem with the game it wouldn't work on your phone, that Blendy wouldn't have already tried that and fixed it. So have you got like different people that use your stuff? They all got different phones, or?
Yeah,
Your
well, I'm
testers?
not. Yeah, everyone I think pretty much has different, or they're a bit similar, but really you don't know until you release it properly because that's when you get the big volume of people. And there might be that there's an issue with a certain type of phone or a couple of different types of phone that. And when that happens, I'll just look into it straight away and figure out a fix for it. But
Yeah.
until I get that volume of people downloading, it's pretty hard for me to get every little thing. There's always the possibility with even these top bloody developers that they're going to have bugs when it first releases.
Yeah.
There's always that chance. So if there is one, I'll fix it as quick as I can. But yeah.
And the best way to go about that is you send a message or post it on the feedback on the game and just say, excuse me, just letting you know that it's not working on mine, and put your model and everything up, and then you can check that rather than going, hey, this freaking game, you bloody ripped me off, but I got it for free.
So where does your mindset start, Blendy, around, is there area where you think of a certain brand? Let's talk Android, obviously, because Apple's having a bit of a hissy fit at the moment. Do you take a look at a certain Samsung model where you want to start the new development of a game, or how does it work in your mindset to make sure you may start at, I don't know, Samsung 2021 or something, or 2020?
What I usually do is I usually have an old phone sitting here. I always hold an old phone. So my old phone that I used to test full contact teams racing, the first one, was an old LG phone. And so I use that as my testing model, as my base model for this one, which is like quite a low-end phone now. Well, a very low-end phone.
It's
so
to make sure
that,
you may...
I'm probably going to be pretty good going up from anything from there. So we're talking probably at that stage, it would have been probably it's probably a 6 or 7 year old phone it's working on.
Yeah.
It doesn't work fantastically, but it works on there. So that's sort of my base model. That's how I do it. And with iPhone, it's the same iPhone. I'll grab an old, my wife's got an iPhone 10 or something like that. So it works perfectly fine on that. No issues whatsoever. So I know that works on there, but I have gone for lower models, but I don't know how well it'll work on those. But
Yeah, because some of these new phones have some massive gigabytes, and some of these bloody new phones are bigger than laptops and some PCs these days.
So if I was to grab one of those, the best phones, and test on there, then there's a good chance it's not going to work on a lot of other people's phones because I'm testing it on this really high tech phone, and most people don't have that. So it would be stupid to make that my test model. I have to test on something that's not as good or not great at all. Yeah.
Got a lot of Stratford fans in there asking the question, is the Stratford track in amongst the 10?
It is not in there at the moment, but it is one that I'm definitely looking at doing. Yep.
Cool.
I just can't keep up with the questions. It's just
can you blow your engine?
No, not yet. It's not yet, but that was actually brought up by by some of my testers.
Okay.
And it is something that I probably will implement pretty quickly. Where at the moment, I think in the last game it happened as well. Your car would get engine damage, and then it would get the extreme engine damage or whatever, or it would just go really, really slow. I think the idea would be to have maybe one or more hits after that would just basically completely stop your engine, and that would be the end of it. So, yeah, that's definitely something that I've got on my list of stuff to do.
Is there a grand parade in teams? No, just
joking. No, there isn't.
Because kids wants to drive a car.
It's actually funny you should say that, though, because my youngest daughter said, Dad, are you going to put in the grand parade? And I thought, that didn't even enter my bloody head. That's a bloody good idea.
Or a water truck in between races.
Yeah, she said, that'd be cool. Just at the start of your championship, you have all the cars going around. I thought, that's a pretty neat idea, actually.
Could be part of the
net. 9-year-old?
Yeah. Well, hey.
You could just make that a video, couldn't you, that plays before.
Yeah, you probably could,
Yeah. They think of
that's
all
actually
the
quite
ideas.
a neat idea. Sorry, kids.
Yeah. No, they you're right, though. It's these young kids because they think of the out-the-gate ideas with their mindset. Because this is their world, all of this new technology and gaming stuff. And we're so stuck in our ways where we're doing all the 80s and the 90s cars just cruising around. Old school. Holy hell. Heads are blowing the engines. No, Scott Honeybone, I don't think there's a drone in there.
It's just, I'm just trying to keep up with it. It just ticks so fast.
I'm like you. I don't mean to be rude, not looking anywhere. I'm looking at my phone going for the questions.
We are paying attention to everybody. We're trying to keep up with you and talk to Blendy and talk to. It's a honeymoon here. I think the interest is a bit more than the last one release we did. What was that? That was those the other cars, little cartoon cars, but they were cool, man. I enjoyed racing that stuff. Do you still play that stuff yourself, Blendy, or you're too busy to?
Yeah, no, I jump on it once in a while, but I don't tend to have too much of a game on. I'm more likely to jump on. Well, recently, definitely jumping on this game. So,
Well, see, I haven't actually done any of the actual going for trophies and stuff. I just do the quick game all the time and change it differently with all the games of yours that I play, because I feel if I do a championship, it'll be like when I first started playing Heat. And I just wouldn't get off my bloody phone, you know.
That's me. That's me.
And of course, I've got to wear these now too, you see, and I'm blind as a bat. Trying to use my phone.
What I liked about the current game that I played, I could plug my VR in books. Man, it was cool as. Does anyone else try that out there? No, just joking. I'm just joking. Oh, shit.
What about when if you wanted to, I suppose you can use your, has it got like I'm trying to think, sorry, I'm too many things running through my head all at once then. Casting it to your TV or something like that, can you build like a Chromecast cast into it, or do you have to have like Samsung on Samsung TV and do it that way? And have you thought about something like that?
You can cast the game to the TV, but there tends to be too much of a delay there to really make it worthwhile.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact that Google Play are bringing out Google Play for PC. My understanding is you're going to be able to play it on a computer and stuff. So through that,
mate.
So yeah, they've asked if it's all right to put it on there. I've said yes. So yeah, I haven't tested it or anything like that, but there's a possibility it'll be available on PC as well through that.
So here's a good question. What made you decide right back in the day, phone game? What was the process? You just sit there one day and say, I could do this, or because it must have always been on your mind to build a PC or something like that, maybe, but you went straight to the phone after doing the PC stuff. What was the thought process? How did that eventuate?
I think there wasn't really anything around. There was a stock car game out there, a Speedway that was made by
the guy in England.
Guy in England, and I thought this, he did an all right job, but he sort of used a lot of our tracks.
He did.
Stuff. I had to talk with him. I know him pretty well now, so it's all right. But I just thought when I saw the game, I thought, I could probably do this better. So that's sort of, I saw the gap in the market there and thought that's probably more like it. There's R Factor and everything for PC, so I didn't need to go there. So I don't know, it just made sense to me to do a phone game. Yeah.
Awesome.
Mate, I can't keep up with these bloody comments. I saw Kerry Remnant one there put a cheeky comment.
Back, bro.
Yeah, I know. Does Nick Monk finish a race or win a race? I don't know. Some of these guys, does Scott Tennant do a wall ride?
Depends who's driving it.
I can't keep up with these bloody things, mate. It just goes nuts. Everyone's this hype of activity hanging out. The Tigers. There's a lot of hype around Nelson Tigers. Will you eventually? Because I remember back in the days, this guy used to race a KSR for the Tigers. We had some good battles. Will that ever eventuate into the game?
Yep. Well, the old Tigers are in there again this time.
Okay. There you go. You run.
Yeah. If the Tigers comes, they'll be there too.
Well, they're working to bring a team back, and they're developing now. So I suppose when that happens, you'll do that as an update, will you?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
The in-car view still the same, mate?
Yep.
Okay, cool, Les.
It's funny. I can't, when I play on my PC, I have to be in-car view for everything.
Oh, really?
I can't play out. I have to, but if I'm on my PC game and I'm wheel of it, I've got to be in car. But in Blendy's game, I can't drive it in car. And I think it's because it's the thumbs and so I'm going to try and buy. I might go to Temu and see if I can find one of those controllers you hook up to your phones. And because Temu's good for that.
I don't like the in-car view either myself, but not. But on the
so I just go from the outside and I can see them coming and right turn and.
That's it.
Can you turn on damage for the?
There's just so much. What you got there?
Oh, I just saw someone. I don't think. I mean, I know the answer to this. Does the track slicking off? And I'd say it doesn't. Does it?
No.
Because that's huge coding. I would imagine. to get something like that to work. You got to
Look,
remember too, people, that it is a game for your phone. Just keep remembering that it's not a console game yet. It's not a computer game. It's a game for your phone. So it's. I dare say we'll see all the speedways this year at the start of the season. In between the breaks of speedway, the whole crowd will probably be like this.
Riker Edge, cheers, bro. Thanks for that. I saw, was it Mr. Martin put in there, Legends team, Agent Barry Hunter and Dave Evans. Booker wouldn't get off the game if Dave Evans was in there. He'd stay there all bloody night.
I'd be Dave Evans all day long.
Wanganui Warriors champions up the V. There'll be a lot of that. Holy hell.
All you need Wi-Fi. I wouldn't have thought I don't think you need internet to play it, do you? You'll need it to download it, but not to play it.
Not to play it, no.
Yeah. There you go for that one.
There, so.
Yeah. Well, it'd be
Aaron
like
Lewis,
me.
2 more sleeps. What's 2 more sleeps, Aaron Lewis?
Oh,
You
your
said something
function.
before. I need to consolidate or do something. Hey?
Your function.
Oh, it is 2. Yes. Saturday. Yes,
Yeah.
of course. Yes, we're having a prize giving for our cockpit stuff, so.
Oh, nice.
Can use Bluetooth.
You can do
okay.
Bluetooth for Xbox. I've tried connecting my Xbox controller to it. That's out of my I can't. That's funny, eh? I can't. On a computer, I can do everything. When it comes to the phones, I just can't do it. I struggle like an old man, basically.
Can you add customs teams in the future? Is that a possibility from Rawiri Peterson?
I don't know.
Okay.
Probably, I'm not sure. Probably not. I probably won't do that.
It's
The other thing too is that you're just one person, eh? And like if you had a team of people working on it, you could do things like people could buy their own custom cars and stuff like that, which would be a really good revenue to have. But when it's one person that puts his family first, which is how it should be, you can't expect all these things you're asking. All these people are asking. Just think about this as a one-man band doing it when he has time, but he's not spending with his family and bringing us still a great game. So. Just be aware of that too, people. So, will there be food stands? Just play your game beside the dairy, and there's your food stand.
Yeah. Hey, just quickly, young Tyson's asking, how long does it take to make a chassis for this game?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know. It depends on the car. I could probably, most of them I can get done in a few days.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
A few days.
Young Tyson Goodley has just started
Roblox,
modelling and doing stuff. He did it with Roblox, but he's starting to look at R Factor stuff as well himself now, and he's a very, very talented young man, Blendy. And I try and encourage him as much as I can, and I've just got to get him some programs so he can move forward a bit more of what he's doing. So
Blender.
But yeah,
like I use Blender, so Blender's bloody good, I reckon.
Yeah, that's for your modelling and that. And does that have an export? Does that have an export to different formats?
All sorts of different formats. Yeah, it's got almost everything now. It's really come a long way from when it started. So it'd be interesting to see if it could export to R Factor. It's something to look at, but I wouldn't be surprised if it could.
Yeah.
I might look at that for you tomorrow, there, Tyson. We'll have a look at Blender and see if we can't figure something out for you. But yeah. I have got the other ones there. I've still got 3D Max and all that stuff from when I did a bit of bits and pieces. But yeah,
Blender works with a lot, like with the trucking game that I do as well. A lot of guys create so much, and it's just multi-platform right across so much. And these other programs that work with it as well.
Yeah, I find it really good. Firstly, because it's free, that's awesome. But they keep on top of the updates on it all the time, and personally I found it easier to work with than 3ds Max and stuff. I don't know, that was just my personal opinion. It was a bit weird to get used to begin with after being on 3ds Max, but once I got the hang of it, I reckon I can work on it a hell of a lot faster than I ever could on that other program. So yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. Let's see that we should tell them you've given them good publicity. Not they should give you all free update, more stuff for it. Eh?
Yeah, there's a lot of good programs out there, and I've been watching a few guys. They've learned stuff like you, very similar, in a very short amount of time, to be honest with you, and how they've created different creations with truck chassis and moved the flags and made them flap. And I was like, what the hell? I was like,
I think that these days with YouTube, It helps a lot.
Yeah.
There's so many tutorials available on YouTube for anything you want to do. If you want to learn how to model, just go on there and have a look. There's a whole lot of free tutorials. Or there's another place called I can't remember the name of it now, but there's a few places around that'll do like online little courses.
Yeah.
And they'll cost you like $15-20, and you'll learn a whole bunch about coding, about bloody 3D modeling. There's all sorts of stuff you can do. So yeah, it's worth having a look at.
Yeah.
With your experience of doing this and modeling and games, and I mean a long time now, what advice would you give to a young person that's thinking of doing this type of thing? What sort of advice would you say to them? Because it could obviously be very frustrating and easy to sort of give up and if it wasn't working. So what sort of advice would you give a young person thinking, I wouldn't mind trying to do something like that and make myself a game? Or
start with something simple.
Okay.
That's the way it is. Don't go, if you want to make a game and start using Unity, which is what I use to make games. Don't go in there and go, hey, I'm going to make a stock car game. Go in there and say, hey, I'm going to make a quick little side-scrolling game or something with one level, and start from there and then progress more and more. Don't think you can do everything all at once, basically. Just start with small steps and you'll soon get the hang of it, and then you'll be away laughing.
Yeah.
No different to a little baby, just learning to walk and grow and everything like that. Just take the same steps, and you will get there. Don't try and jump in and try and create something overnight like what Blendy's done, which takes hours and months and a lot of time. But yeah, you're right. There's a lot of manuals around, and I'm just trying to think of this other bloody software that's out there, and it's pretty impressive. I've sat there for hours on Discord watching these guys do it all, and it's like, what the hell? Yeah. They're so petite, and you'd be the same. You're such a professional in your own way, and you would be, I would guess, and this is credit to yourself, you're very, very particular in how you want to create this, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And
perfectionist.
That's why I sort of take a while to release something. I'll say, hopefully I'll have it done by the end of May, which is what I did. And then I got to that point and went, no, this needs more work. And then it got to the end of June, and I was like, it's not far away, but it's still not quite ready. I just want to get these last little bits and pieces fixed, and I won't release something until I'm happy with it. So
Okay, mate.
It's just, and how's the wife feel about it all, mate? Is she?
She puts up with me for a while. She's getting a bit over it right now, to be fair. she wants me back, I think.
Well, I'll just say there's about 20 messages just went up the screen, and it was all the same thing. Any Apple update?
Any Apple update? I'll just do a little refresh on my Apple stuff over here.
There's a lot of people asking about Rotorua. Does it still spin out? What's that about?
The Rotorua cars spin out. I think
they were terrible. I don't know why they did that. They were coded up exactly like any other car, but for some reason they just didn't want to race.
And your home track too.
They good in this one. I know, right? They're pretty good now.
Do you know Caden Hughes?
Yes.
Okay, big ups to Auntie Sarah. There you go.
There you go. Cool.
There's a lot of Apple updates going on here. I don't know what the hell it is.
Yeah,
I got my volume.
Everybody's saying Apple update. They want to know if it's come through yet.
No, still just waiting for review, it says.
Everyone's asking also, will black tracks be added?
I'll add any trackers if I got the photos for it.
Oh, okay. There you go. Up the Rebels. Updated.
And I must say a big thanks, I suppose, goes to all those people that sent you in, because I know how important it is to get the graphics for the teams to do it. Like when you did that first one, I was sending you all the stuff I was getting, and it's how important that it makes your life easier, doesn't it, mate?
Oh, it's massive. It's massive. Getting all the sign writers were on board this time. They all just sent them in straight away. It made a massive difference to me, because with the last one, I had to recreate some from scratch as well. And when you're recreating graphics for the sides of cars and things, it can take a lot of extra work to do that, rather than just have them given to you. So, they were awesome. Sign Fusion and JG Designs and 180 Photography, and so many of them. But yeah. Flipping awesome.
Oh, Kerry's in there watching. Kerry Remnant.
Because they are because they're coming directly from them, they're so accurate. They're the actual graphics. So
yeah, that's what I found when I got all that stuff from last time, and I sent it through as I was using it. So it was. So that's going back a few haircuts too, isn't it? That's.
Wood for Glen is coming, Kerry.
Yep.
Simpson, that is. Kerry Remnant goes, Harley Rob must be racing for Rotorua if the cars keep spinning out. F1 MacBook. Is he a Bay Park?
No, there isn't Bay Park in there yet. No,
Yeah.
that's the track that actually wouldn't be too hard to get in there either.
Oh, there you go. Christchurch is coming up, Cam.
Yeah, Christchurch is coming. Yep.
Yeah. Tracks are being worked on. Yeah. Holy hell!
There's a couple there telling the Stratford people to hurry up and send pictures into you so you can do the track.
The more photos, the better of a track, eh?
Yeah.
When you're making a track, you need all sorts of photos you wouldn't even think of.
Yeah.
You come to a certain corner and think, what the hell is there? No photos I can see have any are facing that way. So that's where the photos are received from the Only Arms. We got the hell of a lot of real good photos of Huntley, and I've got a real good bunch of photos from Woodford Glen as well. So they're going to be.
Are we on the wall at Rotorua like we are now?
Our logo.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I'm not sure if it is in there. I may have to add it in there if it's not there in an update.
Yeah, well, you see, it's not correct if it's not because it's on the wall at Rotors.
That's right, it is. I actually did know that. Yeah, I have seen it there.
Oh, I'm disappointed. Nah.
We're going to end the stream now.
Boom. Oh.
You know, if you flip over, does the tow truck come and pick you up, Lindy? That's from Mix.
No, it does not. No.
Okay, there you go. Mobile phone. It's on mobile phone.
Yep.
Thoughts of adding a free. Oh, slow down. Thoughts about adding a free camera for replays, so you can make some sickies photos.
Yeah, I have thought about that. I'm not entirely sure how I will implement it, but I'm sure it's possible. I could have just set of spots where you can go to, and that'd be about it. And yeah, I suppose I could do that.
Man, there's a lot of questions towards one. Peyton Wilson, get his camera out, start getting busy and taking photos of Stratford.
Yeah,
He was supposed to do that for us years ago.
I know.
Hey?
That's what
That's going back 4 years. Bloody slacker, Peyton. Yeah.
Gisborne
Well, I
banking.
suppose, at the end of the day, I suppose we shouldn't take up too much more of Brendan's time unless his family's waiting for him. I think we were sort of hoping that maybe it might all come.
yeah.
But Apple, so those people that own Apple phones, we blame you tonight.
Yeah. So, I mean, when it does become available, I'll put it up there, obviously as fast as I can. But at the moment, it's not looking good. Just waiting for a review like it has since I uploaded it. So yeah, we'll see how we go. I'll keep everyone updated on that.
Caleb McLean and many others. What's the format? Everyone's going in there about the format.
Oh, that's for the championship.
Oh, there you go. Okay. I take full blame for that. Okay, Brock, you take full blame. Who's the 16th team? Everyone's asking that question. Night racing, body damage, panel damage, updating Gizzy, banking. Holy hell. Now they're arguing between the phone manufacturers, Samsung and Apple. Android.
I set that off, eh?
Yeah.
So what is the format, Blendy, for the championships of teams?
The format is the same as last time.
Okay.
Same. There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
Night
easy.
race, scrap it. I'll pay $80 to play it now. Jeez. Can you just push go on Android? Holy hell.
No, he's not going to do that. He's true to his word, is Blendy. He will, when both are available, he'll release both at the same time because
I'm not gonna release one.
that's he's being true to his word, and you've got to take your hat off to a man that can be true to his word.
Yep, mate.
Who is your favourite teams racer of all time, Blendy? Someone's put in there.
Holy hell!
Yeah,
Jesus, that's an interesting one.
isn't it?
I'm gonna give you someone that's in there right now that's still racing, and I'd say Jaden Ward.
Wow, there you go.
He's just.
Well, I think
ruthless.
Jaden Ward has got the best team's brain I think I've ever seen in besides him and Jason Long.
Yeah.
How those two read a team's race and I believe that if it wasn't for Jaden, Christchurch wouldn't have got the last two back-to-backs because he made defining moments in both those races that made them win, you know?
He's just brilliant, eh?
Yeah, his brain thinks different, eh? When it
He was
comes
actually
to
brilliant
team
in the online racing too.
Yeah, he was, yes.
He was all right, Speedo, back in the day. I'd waste his ass all the time. Actually, he would give me his setup. That's why I wasted it. He was good at this. No, you're right. He was a lot of these guys that you've had helping you out there. Bloody good online race as well. And to think what Booker said, there's a lot of drivers currently racing in the real stuff today that have come from online and what they've learned from that, and now utilizing, like we were saying earlier, learning how to create games through YouTube and everything like that. These guys watch in-car footage. So, should be thankful that this new technology has made us grow along with it, and with your help, Blendy, to create a game that we can sit and play wherever we are. If you like Booker on the toilet, play for ages and play it on your phone, mate. How cool is that? I don't know. I
just can't believe who would have ever thought when we first started playing our online games and our race, those Speedway games, that one day we'd be sitting here excited and waiting to play it on a phone in front of us. I remember my first phone, the brick, and then I had the transportable, was like a little suitcase that you had to carry around, and you took the aerial out and put it on top of your roof and then took it out and dialed a number, and that was a mobile phone, Now you've got a phone that, that's it.
Yeah.
And it's more powerful than probably what sent the first spaceship to the moon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Aye.
The technology's insane these days.
What phone have you got, Blendy?
I just got a Samsung.
Oh, yeah.
Another Android person. See you, Apple.
Night race. There's a lot of night racing going on here as well. Oh, man, the questions just going nuts.
Well, there's been 1,080 questions.
The races start now. The last time they were all done just during the daytime. So now when you're in a championship, the first race will be during the day. The second race of the day will be sunset sunset. And then the third race will be under lights. So it happens like that. And then the second day, it starts again. And you go through until the finals under the lights. So, yeah, that's how it is on every track.
Do you get a rain out? Do you have rain outs?
Nah.
When you drop your phone in the toilet.
I'm just playing a game. You don't have to.
The rain outs when you drop your phone in the toilet, kids.
I think that's about a wrap, I would guess, for tonight. It's been a fun night, actually. It's been a bloody good night. And shit, to find out all about it all, where you started from and to where it is now. And over 1,000 comments just going crazy in our little chat. I don't think we've ever had that before. See what you've created, Blendy? You've created a whole, I don't know what you want to call it, mate, but, mate, everyone's just hanging out to get that bloody game on the phone.
Exciting. It's great to see the excitement, to be fair.
It's cool. It's cool. It's really cool.
We need some positive and fun in our lives, I think, like this in the tough times where everyone's having at the moment, to see something like this come through and the excitement around it is very good. And I take my hat off to you, mate. I think you've done an amazing job, and I always love your work. I mean, just blows me away. Every time you put something up, Kins, I'm just like, holy shit. And I quite often send a message and go, mate, that looks awesome. Honestly, your talent is unmatched. Seriously, yeah. I think you do a fantastic job.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I just wanted to say, too, congratulations to you guys on the awards you won the other night. That is awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Done. Well deserved.
What are you talking about now?
Tell you what you're talking about. I'll tell you what, I hadn't even got out of the seat and he was already up on the stage, eh?
Looking away. Thank you, Blendy.
No worries.
Mate, I'll tell you what we might bloody. I might nominate you for something in one of those categories. If this is the reaction, innovation. If this is the reaction that's been created from what you've done, and same sentiments as Booker's words, mate, to everyone that's jumped on board the show tonight. They all say a big massive thank you. I know it's a lot of time, it's a lot of sacrifice, but your family will always come first, mate. And yeah, next time I'll catch up, I'll buy you a hot dog, eh?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. I think we'll just finish it with the three of us all together, Kins, eh? Because there's no point us carrying on after this.
Right.
So, look, people, what you need to do, we appreciate you tuning in and listening to this man and let us know of how he's developed and what he's done. All you need to do is keep an eye on the Peylah Games Facebook page, and I'm sure as soon as he puts it live, he will put a post simultaneously up there, and you can go for gold. But I would think that everybody's going to want to go at the same time, so maybe wait 5 minutes after the post, because you might find it might get a bit clogged. Maybe that's why Apple's taking so long. They know what's coming. But yeah, we hope you all enjoy it. We hope you appreciate what Brendan has done for all of us to give us some entertainment. And yeah, Kins, any final words before we go?
No, that's about it, mate. You pretty well wrapped it up. Thanks again to our sponsors of our show, Vasey Engineering and Supplies, and also TW's Technical Welding Services. Lindy, mate, take care. Look after yourself, your lovely wife and family. We'll catch up during the Speedway season sometime soon. But like Booker said, he's wrapped it up, and everyone appreciates that hard work that you put into it. And all the best, mate. We'll see you around the trackside sometime soon, eh?
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys.
Okay, we're going to go out. Thanks, team. See yous.
See ya. Mate from Bump and Run Book has joined us. I'm excited for another great show tomorrow.
Too far to quit. Step back, I'm going in. I'm cranking up on the throttle. This is how legends are made.